ever live. I'm the greatest reviewer to ever live. I'm the greatest. It's gonna be a hot list. Well, a cold list. It's gonna be a cold list because it's winter fragrances, not summer, so it's gonna be a hot list because it's gonna be hot, like dope, like fresh, hot, like that, but it's gonna be actually cold weather scents. Anyway, stay tuned. So what's going on YouTube, my fragrant friends out there in the YouTube community? My name is Darian. I'm the BowTie fragrance guy, and I love looking good and smelling amazing. Of course, you guys already know that. If you've been around this channel for any amount of time, you know how I do, how I get down, right? Anyway, today's list is going to be my top 10 winter design fragrances that I'm going to be wearing this winter. Of course, let's go ahead and get some housekeeping out of the way, okay? These are not the 10 best fragrances in the world. That's number one. Number two, these are just fragrances that I have in my collection. I already know that there are other fragrances out there that smell good and that you can wear for the winter time, but these are my 10 choices, all right? So let's just go ahead and get that and establish that and get that out of the way. Cool? All right. So, with that being said, my top 10 fragrances I'll be wearing for the winter. Now, of course, the winter time is cold in most geographic locations, and you want to bring out fragrances that are going to be able to withstand the cold of winter. Now, it's quite, look, I'm quite fine, it's quite okay if you want to wear what you want to wear. That's not what this is about. We all have choices. But I'm just saying these will be some good recommendations. If you want to wear Acquadigio year round, hey, more power to you. You're still going to smell good, right? But anyway, these are the top 10 fragrances I'll be wearing this winter. On the designer side, the niche list will be coming soon. So let's go ahead and jump into the top 10, shall we? I have two honorable mentions. The first honorable mention is Armani's Stronger With You. Stronger With You by Armani. Now this one is really good. It has notes like chestnut, vanilla, some woody nuances as well. It opens up very, very sweet. When I first smelled this, the first thing that I thought about was Azzaro Chrome's Wanted. It's very, very sweet. It reminds me of that on the opening, but it does dry down to a very tad bit smoky, kind of roasted chestnut vanilla type combo, but it's really, really good. But it only comes in as an honorable mention because I have something on my top 10 that I think is better than this. And I guess you can say they have similar vibes, not so much as a lot of people proclaim to me, but I guess you can put them in the same category. But that's why this one is only an honorable mention, but it does smell amazing. This is Emporio Armani's Stronger. Next honorable mention on my list is one that's a little bit under the radar, at least in my opinion. I don't hear a lot about this fragrance, but it's a good one. From Costume National, this is Costume National's Own. Now this fragrance is all about cloves and cinnamon. It does kind of have a kind of creamy sandalwood vetiver dry down. Really, really good. It's super spicy on the opening. And if you're not a fan of cloves, you may want to steer clear of this one because the cloves are very strong. I have to be in the mood to wear this one, but it works wonders in the cold weather. This is Costume National's Own. So it's maybe one that you want to get a sample of and try out. Honorable mention. Coming in at number 10, this is from the house of Carolina Herrera, and this is HOMME PRIVE. Now this is a whiskey, boozy, kind of spicy, sweet scent. It's very, very masculine. I really, really enjoy it. It's one that I wear in more casual settings in the winter seasons, or maybe it could be a good date night fragrance as well. Women seem to really like this one. Again, I think fragrances that are extremely masculine fall into that category for me, and this one does that. It dries down to a kind of sweet tonka dry down, leathery dry down. It's nice. I really, really enjoy this one. It works really well in the cold weather. This is Carolina Herrera, HOMME PRIVE. Coming in at number 9, I like to keep classic fragrances in my rotation, and this is one that I definitely give a lot of wear during the colder months. This is Dolce & Gabbana's The One, and of course this is the EDP version. And you guys know all about this one by now, I'm sure. Everybody watching this video has heard of this, but it's a kind of sweet opening. It has orange blossom, some other citrus notes up top, but the star players of Dolce & Gabbana is the tobacco and the amber. So it's very, very sweet. You get this kind of sweet orange tobacco type vibe that I get from this, and it dries down to a warm sensual amber. Just off scent alone, this is one of the best fragrances I've ever smelled. Of course, we all know the hit on it is the performance, but I still enjoy it for date nights, cozy times. In the winter time, this is Dolce & Gabbana The Ones, EDP. Coming in at number 8, this fragrance is from the house of Versace, and this is Versace's Oud Noir. Now, this is not a heavy oud. It's not a medicinal type oud. This is actually kind of light. It reminds me a lot of Tom Ford's Oud Wood. It's the same kind of vibe you get from that oud that in Tom Ford's Oud Wood. This is a woody, spicy fragrance. It has oud and leather. Like I said, not a heavy oud, but it's just a really, really pleasant scent. Again, it really shines in the cold weather. This is Versace's Oud Noir. At number 7 on this list, we have a fragrance from the house of Prada, and this is from that Prada Luna Rossa lineup. This is Prada Luna Rossa Extreme. Now, I've heard this one is discontinued. So I know a guy that has a fragrance shop. I frequent the shop, and I picked this one up from there at a really good price. But this one reminds me a lot of Spice Bomb to some extreme by Victor and Rolf. But I like this one a little bit better than Spice Bomb. To dry it down, you have this vanilla, kind of vanilla lavender thing going on, and I really, really enjoy it. Again, it's a little bit different from the other fragrances from that lineup. This one goes in, of course, a darker direction, a little darker, more resonance than the other Prada Luna Rossa fragrances from that lineup, and that's why I really, really enjoy this one. It's a different take. It still gives you that signature DNA of the other Prada Luna Rossa fragrances with the lavender, but this one does it a little bit different, and it's one you can wear in the winter time. This is Prada Luna Rossa Extreme. And number 6, another classic in the fragrance community, but I really, really enjoy this one this time of year. In the fall, I go with Pure Havane. In the winter, I go with Pure Malt. Pure Malt is a sweet, boozy fragrance. Again, just a classic, and it's classic for a reason. When you walk out in the wintertime, you have on a nice peak coat with a scarf, and you can spray this stuff right here on, man. It's just gonna really, really garner a lot of attention. Again, it's masculine, it's sweet, it's boozy, a little bit spicy, that signature patchouli dry down. I love this fragrance in the wintertime. This is Thierry Mugler's Pure Malt. Coming in at number 5, this is from the house of Prada. This is Prada L'Homme Intense. Of course, this is a deep, darker version of the ever so popular Prada L'Homme. This is Prada L'Homme Intense. You still get that signature iris that you get from the original Prada L'Homme, but this one has leather in it as well as patchouli. So the dry down of this, of course, goes in a little bit different direction. You get a little bit of a smoky vibe from this. This one leans on the sweeter side on the dry down with tonka bean. Now, there's another fragrance I have on this list that's a little bit similar to this, but this one goes in a more sweet direction. The other one a little bit more of a smoky direction. You'll hear about that in just a moment, but I really, really enjoy this one in the wintertime. This is Prada L'Homme Intense. Coming in at number 4, this is from the house of Guerlain, and this is Guerlain's L'Homme Ideal. Now, I really, really enjoy the Eau de Parfum version of this as well, but that one goes into that leathery type vibe that I've gotten from a couple other fragrances on this list. So instead of going with that one, I decided to go with the EDT for my winter list at number 4. This one is really simple. It is tonka bean cherry almond. That's what this is. This is a beautiful fragrance, man. I saw it in the airport last year when I was coming back from Mexico, and I've been meaning to get my hand on a bottle of this, and I finally did, and I really, really enjoy it. Again, you get cherry, almond, creaminess going on with this fragrance, and then it kind of dries out to a nice sweet tonka. Beautiful fragrance from the house of Guerlain. This is L'Homme Ideal. Coming in at number 3, this is from the house of Tom Ford, a fragrance that I started out not liking at all, but now I absolutely love and adore this fragrance. Coming in at number 3 from the house of Tom Ford, this is Tom Ford's Black Orchid. Now this fragrance opens up with this kind of floral chocolatey thing. It has black truffle in it, ylang ylang, a couple other, and there's a few other floral notes in the heart of this. But it really, really starts to shine on the dry down when you have this vanilla incense combo. And once you combine that with the sweeter elements of the black truffle, some of the floral notes, this is just a beautiful fragrance. It's mysterious and it's also sexy. People really, really enjoy this fragrance when I wear it. That's why it gets the number 3 spot on my winter designer list from the House of Tom Ford. This is Black Orchid. Coming in at number 2 from the House of Valentino. This is Valentino UOMO Intense. Now this is another one that had that smoky, leathery Irish thing going on, but what I really like about this one, the leatheriness gives off more of a smoky appeal. So this was the side by side with this one in Prada L'Homme Intense. The Prada L'Homme Intense goes on a sweeter dry down. This one goes a little bit more smoky. I really enjoy this. This is a beautiful fragrance right here. From the House of Valentino, this is Valentino UOMO Intense. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, Yuletide carols being sung by a choir and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows. I'm sorry. I get into the holiday spirit when I pick up this fragrance. And that was not wasted time, because my number 1 fragrance on this list, that's exactly what it smells like. From the House of Maison Margiela, this is by Fireplace. It smells like chestnuts roasting on an open fire. It has chestnut, a roasted chestnut, you have a hazelnut, you have a Peru balsam note, which gives off a cinnamon and vanilla type vibe. And I think that's where the sweetness from this comes. When you think about sitting by the fireplace, you have marshmallows, you're roasting your marshmallows over the fireplace. And if you can imagine what that fire, that burning fire and marshmallows being roasted on that fire smells like, then you'll know exactly what this smells like. Because that's what you get when you apply this fragrance. It's beautiful, it's unique, and that's why it makes my number 1 spot on my winter list. From the House of Maison Margiela, this is by Fireplace. Alright guys, that'll be my top 10 designer fragrances that I'll be wearing this winter. I want you guys to please leave down in the comments section your top, 3 to 5 fragrances that you'll be wearing on the designer side for this winter. Of course, I love to interact with you guys, and that's why I made this channel. I like to interact with fragrance aficionados such as myself. So, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share my videos. Now, why would you do that? Because I'm a BowTie fragrance guy. I love to look good, and I love to smell amazing. So until next time, guys, you guys keep looking good, keep smelling even better, because I will catch you on the flip side. Peace.